Good morning, traders. Welcome back into the trading room. I'm excited to get the last day of the week started. It's been a great week indeed. Was able to bounce back yesterday, get to the green. What a trade in finance, guys. Shorting GS, shorting XLF, getting long on the FAZ. I tried all different ways to go ahead and get back after that MSOS loss. Let's talk a little bit about that. Let's get to our playbook today because it's not about yesterday's plays. It's all about today's plays. Let's get to the action. All right, team, just give me 1 second here. Got to switch over to the different camera here. That's how it goes sometimes here. There's the virtual camera. Let's kick it off, guys. We're talking a little Generac this morning, guys. So going to take a look at the action to see what could happen in this stock. Of course, it's on a rip as of late. So, of course, we've been seeing diversified industrials take a nice little lift. So we got to look for some pullback action. We could look at this kind of prior resistance back here towards, let's say, the 154. But really, this kind of like 9 EMA, this 156 really standing out to me. And going to be watching the hourly. What I'm looking for is kind of a cut down towards that 154, that 155 level, and then a recovery back with Generac. Why Generac? This is all on interest rates, right? If interest rates are going to go lower, then people will buy more Generacs. It's a financing kind of toy, right? So keep your eyes on that. That's going to be affecting all industrials right now. That's why they're moving, guys. Stay focused on what's going on in the Fed situation. Let's get to the second stock on today's playbook. We're going to go to ConocoPhillips. All right, we'll take a look at this action as we've been looking to see what would happen in oil, right? That's what really matters here. We'll see if this can continue the run that it's recently been on. Of course, this just started to get a move yesterday and really starting to turn. You can see the moving averages all below the price action. That tells us that we've come from a point where we were way above the moving averages, now way below the moving averages and starting to recover. So the bulls are starting to win. Now what we need to be looking for is pullbacks to really kind of hold into the recent action. Recent action was around this 115 level, and that's the level that I'm looking for to really hold on any pullback now. So quick pullbacks towards 115, 115.50. I think those are opportunities on hourly pullbacks. We'll see what happens here on ConocoPhillips. If it can go back down into this kind of 115 range, that's where I'd like to buy. We'll see what happens if it gets back over the 118. And overall, you can keep watching. We've mentioned it, XLE, right? This looks like to me could pull back towards 92.80s and 92 and then take the next move. But we'll see what happens. Look at the action, guys. This has been now, 9 days, 7 bars of straight green in the XLE. So we could get a pullback day and then the continued lift going into next week. Keep your eyes. We'll see what happens there in energy. And if energy is going to continue to lift, there's one more play that's also interest sensitive and energy sensitive. How's this one for you guys? Let's take a look at FSLR. And this is a focus to me because the analyst ratings were just going through the roof. Then the stock started to decline. Now we need to start seeing if the energy boost and the interest rate cut talk actually plays in favor for solar plays today. So I'm putting that on the radar. It's not just FSLR, it's definitely solar overall. And I've seen it make moves in this time seasonality wise. Let's take a look at FSLR. You guys can see how right here we were doing these like kind of breakout looks. It was getting to 300. A lot of analysts are up there, man, up in the 300s looking for this to continue. Now that it's pulled back, has it pulled back far enough to go ahead and finally start to turn around? I think you can use the layers down below to see if that can hold, but really got to just look at the hourly. Make sure you don't take out this kind of 210 on the downside. You could undercut it right at the open, then start working your way back to 216. That's really where I start to pay attention to this, back through 216 as the trend starts to turn and you get through kind of like that downward trend angle. Now you're starting to make your way back up towards this 218 and starting to turn the trend, giving the opportunity for buyers to step in and maybe even filling the gap on the left-hand side here on the daily. You can see there's a gap right above it here towards the 233.80s. That'd be a nice move there in solar. We'll see if these start to work back. All right, guys, that's going to do it for, of course, the playbook. The playbook always gives you guys morning strategy so that you guys can get ready and have an approach in the market. We've had some great winners this week. Going to continue to watch to see what happens on the playbook, but none better than yesterday's play. And I have to point to it because Goldman Sachs, guys, yesterday talked about how this looked like a nice little topping candle and was looking for a flush down through the 500. Yesterday, not only did we get that flush down right back to the 9 EMA, but actually even below it, going down towards 481. What a call there, guys. This was about 19 points on the way down for Goldman Sachs. I know I made a killing on this trade. I hope somebody else was able to nail this. And now I'll be watching to see continued pullback in XLF. This was another one that I was going after, shorting around the 43.80s. Look at that thing going all the way down to the 43.20s. And if you just want the day trade action, FAZ was another way that I went about it also. I said, you know what, I'll go long on this, guys. This is the bear 3 times leverage. What a move here, getting all the way up there towards the 919. And it was just a steady ride up the whole way. So we'll see what happens with these. And it's been some great plays, of course, on the playbook. It's time to get to the sunrise report. This is always an important time as we go ahead and we take a look to see what's going on in the market today. Let's get to the... All right, first up, let's talk a little bit about what could be happening this morning. You got to keep your eyes open as we'll be getting, of course, none other than some Fed talk out there. We'll see what happens. Guys, be careful out there, guys. William Bosick here. They love to talk out there. So traders are on edge as Fed Williams will be up at 10:40 a.m., followed by Fed Bosick at 1 p.m. Eastern. Take a look at that action, guys. Traders are definitely on edge, looking to see if there's any more comments about the potential rate cut in September. So keep those ears open for those comments. They could be market movers. And like I mentioned, this is at 10 and 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you see a shakeup during that time, well, be careful out there, traders. It's on the radar. Let's move over to the next stock here. We're going to talk about the disaster that's happening, and it happened really last night, but still continuing the beat down this morning. Let's take a look at CrowdStrike as it's taking the beating today, down more than 12% pre-market after the product update caused a major global outage. This is big news in the cybersecurity world as Microsoft also reported issues with its Azure and Microsoft 365 products sliding more than 1%. But here's the twist. Competitors like Palo Alto, Fortinet are actually up on this move. So we'll see what happens with this. Definitely going to keep an eye out to see what happens in the CrowdStrike situation. The stock itself is still plunging, but Microsoft, just a slight down. PanW getting a little lift. A lot of action here to keep an eye out for, and we'll see how this affects towards the open. Let's get to the third report today, guys, and we'll talk a little bit about Hawaiian Electrical. Whether you're a fan or not, well, that's another situation. But they're coming in with a settlement plan, right? Following a report that they've reached this settlement plan for the Maui wildfires, of course. This news is definitely something to take a look at as now the stock will continue to move. And this is why buyers were in this before. They were expecting them to work this out and get through and start working its way up. Another example could be like what happened in California with PCG, right? Well, there you guys have it there. HE getting a nice little spike this morning. We'll see if that can continue to lift there. But hey, that's just how it goes, guys. Whether you guys like it or not, whether we like it, hey, the money is being made in this stock this morning. Let's keep going. Let's get to the next stock here. Let's go over to earnings as we talk a little bit about Intuit Surgical. Of course, you guys see this. I mean, are you guys ready to sign up for some robotic surgery? Let me know in the chat. But of course, Intuit Surgical posted impressive earnings here. Q2 results with an adjusted EPS of $1.78, beating the $1.54 estimate. Sales came in at $2.01 billion, also beating the $1.97 billion forecast. Of course, Intuit Surgical could be a strong play today with these strong numbers. Of course, it's in the healthcare space. It's been hot as of late. Be careful. This could just kind of be that topping action. We'll see what happens there. It's definitely a favorite out there by many plays. And I mean, hospitals are looking towards these technologies. The only question is it too far out and kind of playing, and you're not going to see too much adoption right now. We'll see. They have a lot of good kind of products that they can get out there. The only question is the demand going to be there for Intuit Surgical? We'll keep it moving, guys. Let's go over to the next report. We'll go over to, let's do, what do we got here? We got next up, we got Eli Lilly. Let's talk a little bit about this. Of course, China National Medical Products actually approving Lilly's weight management drug. And this is definitely going to go ahead and continue to give them a nice little uplift, and others in the weight management loss kind of space. So keep your eyes on this. This could continue to get that boost for Eli Lilly that, of course, it got off of this. And there's still such great mentions for Eli Lilly that it's not a stock that I'd be shorting by any means. There's just too much upside, and everything comes into it to the upside. Until you get some bad news in Eli Lilly, I think this is still looking on that bullish tune. We'll see what happens there. But let me know, guys, what you guys think of my Netflix earnings outlook. I know that you guys, a lot of you guys were able to tune in, and Netflix not having a bad earnings report, but still down a little bit this morning. So Netflix is really causing a stir with its Q3 revenue guidance. And I even saw Reuters put out a headline that kind of a negative on the positive report, right? That's what you saw out there. That's what a lot of the media out there, or legacy media, was trying to pitch to you guys, right? Oh, but what about the revenue guidance? What about the revenue guidance, guys? It did come in a little bit light at 9.73 billion versus the 9.82 billion expected. But here's why it's not to be concerning. Netflix actually has a history of underestimating their revenue forecast only to beat them later. The company has consistently posted revenues that beat or meet their initial guidance. Add that to the strong subscriber growth, the solid revenue growth, and booming advertising revenue, plus they're adding live sports to the lineup. Netflix might still have some plenty upside, so don't count it out just yet, guys. I'll be watching to see if Netflix recovers towards the market. I think the report was actually a great report for them. There really wasn't a negative. Yes, you can look into that guidance slightly down over the estimates, but look how they continuously beat that guidance. That's why I'm not concerned at all with Netflix. And like always, guys, stay tuned because we're going to continue to cover more earnings reports as they come out. Of course, this is one of the hardest tasks as you're getting literally live news to hit and trying to get it for you guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed the action yesterday. We went through the report. We took a look at different things like Netflix trying to compare itself to YouTube, right? YouTube mentioned plenty of talk and conversation about how they had 9.8% of the market share. But then you see it here, Netflix in the 8%. It just goes to show you what's people watching. They're watching YouTube, they're watching Netflix, and Netflix isn't going away anytime soon. But that's your morning rundown, of course, brought to you by the Sunrise Report. So stay sharp out there, traders. Let's make the most of today's opportunity. And like always, smash the like for the Sunrise Report. It's time to get towards the trading action. It's time to kick off our live trading. You guys out there, smash the like, hit that subscribe, and let's keep it going. It's time to go to trading. What's going on out there, traders? I'm excited to start the day, but there's one thing that I got to start the day with, and I got to tell you guys, I made a huge mistake this morning, guys, and it's just learning lessons sometimes, guys. There's not many times I do this, but hey, it happened to me today, guys, and I can hide from this. A lot of traders would probably hide from this, and they wouldn't tell you that they're down big to start the day, but boy, oh boy, am I down big, and this was one of those where it was a situation where I was doing the sunrise report, getting ready for the show. I wasn't paying attention too much. Then I kind of took a trade. I left some limit orders out there that I wasn't expecting to get filled. I turned around. I went to go get a coffee. I came back, and boy, oh boy, did I pay the price. This serve getting wrecked here, right back down, guys. And this just caught me. And the worst part, I was up. I was up at green on this position for a little while there, guys. This was hanging out at the 89s, 88s, and I was just about to take some profits into the 490 spot. Got greedy on this position and paying the price today, guys. So serve really wrecking me and serving me one up this morning. So, hey, that's just how it is, guys. A lot of traders would hide from this and not tell you it. They would be like, well, you know what? We're not going to look at this, guys. We're going to pull this down. We're just going to talk about that. We have no positions this morning. The truth is, I took a spot. I got caught. Wasn't paying attention to it. Also, that's another thing. I didn't have a stop place because it was pre-market. And boy, oh boy, taking a big hit there to start the day. But hey, it is what it is. I'll bounce back. I bounced back yesterday from a similar loss. I was down 600, and believe it or not, I actually ended up 300. So let's go battling back and see what we can do, man. Hey, Mitch, what did you do in the 4 podiums? Oh, we'll talk a little bit about the trade, the pool Olympic coming up, guys. We'll do that right before the bell. We'll start talking about that at 9 a.m. Let's take a look at the trading action, see what we can find today. NAAS was one of my big winners yesterday. It's already up a significant amount, and I might have sold this early, guys. This thing actually ended up coming back to 7 and then going all the way back close to 9. It's trading at 10 this morning and now back there to a 960. We'll see what happens on this big runner. NAAS, definitely something to take a look at. All right, what's up out there, guys? Other traders have been making fun of you for doing paper trading, saying it's not the same, that paper trading is worthless. Hey, it is how it is, man. The one thing that I would say to you, Bullseye, is that I think what you really need to do, and it's just my outlook, right? You don't need to follow it, right? But just what I would think is you need to kind of trade small, and maybe it's trade the pool that gives you that opportunity. I've mentioned it to you before. I think what you need to do is kind of get into a position, get into a trading environment where you can really trade live money and focus on to see if you can get success there, right? Because paper is fine. But another thing that I've talked about, and I've said it before in the past, one share trading live is one thing that I think is very important for newer traders to go through. So trading live, but trading so small that even if you win, it's not going to make you a lot of money. But even if you lose, it's not going to lose you a lot of money. That's just something that I'm thinking about, Bullseye. Always trying to help you, my friend. I wish you the best today. Great trade on that. What you do? You shorted serve and shorted silo. Hey, well, it looks like you made the money, Bull. I gave you some money this morning. I hope you enjoy that paper trade. Make that money, man. You made it off of me. So you can't be too mad, guys. That's how it is, man. We'll look to see if this NAAS gets going through that $10. I think it could definitely push today. But we'll keep watch on that. Let's take a look at the CrowdStrike action, of course, down to 297. This thing's just getting walloped today. Pan W actually up on this. So we'll see what happens to like a stock like Zscaler or Snow, right? Snow is actually getting a little bit of a push on this, but still got hit in the after hours, right? So we'll see what happens to these. This has pulled back for far enough that I think that you could find some buyers again. So it's going to depend on CrowdStrike and that similar situation, but it's pulled back enough that you could start finding some buyers back into Snow. All right, let's keep going. Future day trade. What are you doing out there? Paper trading is like working on your golf swing, but not actually the game. Oh man, that's like just swinging in the garage. Oh, I got a nice swing in the garage, right? That's how it is, man. You just got to play and play small. Play small is so important, guys. Playing big just ruins your mentality, like today, right? It's very hard for me to be like super positive to start the day because I went too big early in the day, and that can easily wreck your mentality, guys. So, hey, you just got to focus, man. What do you mean by not the actual game? So it's like we just said, bullseye. So it's like, let's say if I was a baseball player, right? I'll do it to. I'm more of a baseball player than golf player. Trust me, I'm not interested in golfing. But hey, so like a baseball player, right? I could swing in my garage, right? I could just take what they call air hacks, where I'm just swinging, and I'm like, oh, my swing looks great. But then I actually go to like face fastballs and it's 90 miles an hour and I actually got to read it. And while I read it, I start adjusting. I start trying to make adjustments in what I was doing in the garage to try to adjust to the pitch that's coming. Now I start making different decisions based off of that. That's the same thing that you're going through with the paper trading. So it can look perfect while you're doing it there, but then when you actually go to see the things coming at you, see what's coming at you, that's when you're making the mistakes. Okay, so then what do I need to do? I need to practice things coming at me, not necessarily a perfect environment. And that's what usually happens with paper trading. It's like perfect environment, nothing's going wrong, you're not having to deal with issues. That's the difference when we go to live. We're usually dealing with issues. We're running into a wall. We're running into just like countless trades going red, things like that. And the only way to get around that, I feel like, is small sizing. But hey, to each his own. Keep battling out there, man. Let's get back to the market action. We always love talking to you, Bullseye, because we want the best for you, man. And that's what it's all about. Yeah, it's like batting practice, right? Yeah. It's how it is, man. We'll see what happens. All athletes do it. Yeah. All athletes do it, man. They all look great in like the mirrors, right? But then it's all about actually doing the thing. And that's what you learn when you do a lot of sports. And I've done it too. So it's all about the actual execution and being focused and ready. All right, let's keep going, team. What are you looking at today, guys? Zap on watch for a breakdown below the hourly support. Oh my God, this thing just doesn't want to go, man. Zap is one of these that just zap your patience away. That's really the truth. Zap has been just hanging out here, hanging out here, hanging out here, hanging out here, hanging out here. And the day that you probably take your eyes off of it, Shane, that's the day that it breaks down. So maybe I stop paying attention to it today, Shane, and you're able to nail it. I wish you the best of luck, my friend. But let's keep going. What else is out there in the markets today? We can take a look at some other stocks. Tesla's continuing down here, pulling back. So the daily trend line that I talked about, it just keeps playing, guys. So eventually this could make a run back there towards the 270s before the earnings next week. Keep that in mind that the earnings will be coming. It's chopping around there, something to take a look at. NVIDIA is back down to the 120.80s. So we've seen a little bit of that chop continue on the Qs. But if you actually look yesterday, we kind of made a little bit of a bottoming attempt and keep bottoming around here, not really breaking down. So today's one of those days that we could get a little bit of reversal right back up. We need to keep watch on the sectors and the industries for the week, right? How is this looking on the weekly? Not just how it's looking on the daily. So if I take a look here for the week, right? If I take a look here, I'm looking at what's going well. Financial services was doing well for the week, but we all saw how that one turned around yesterday. And this one could get a bounce today. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted, right? It doesn't have to be straight down for JPM. It doesn't have to be straight down for these different banks, right? Goldman Sachs. It could get a bounce today, let's say back here towards, let's say 497s, 500. And then Monday, we start to tackle this down again. That's why I'm watching different industries like industrials that pulled back yesterday that I actually think could get the lift, right? So if financials are cracking because interest rate talk is actually coming in and playing into a negative to financials, because of course they won't be able to make as much on that interest rate, right? So now you're seeing those come down. You're seeing industrials get the lift. I think that industrials can keep going if this talk is real, right? I'm not in the camp that September we're cutting, but the stocks are showing me that. So I can either just stick to what I think or I can go with what I'm seeing. So I'll go with what I'm seeing for now. until I don't see this, right? So for right now, industrials stand out to me that you can watch. There's been strong stocks really getting strong here. And that's what I would be watching also here to see how those perform. And we could take a look at which ones here are doing really well for the week. I think that's an important outlook to look at, guys. So Pakar is one that I'll put on the radar for you guys. I'm also taking a look at some different ones here too. Caterpillar, right? Tex is doing pretty well, right? These are farm and heavy construction machinery. And we all know Deere leads in this space and has been super choppy as of late. But if you look at the monthly, we're right off of kind of monthly support. You did this undercut and rally off the 350. You could take 400. And I think that that's what you need to be kind of looking for. Will this take 400? I personally don't do the best on actually trading Deere. I do better on trading Pakar and trading Cat. But that's just me, right? Keep your eyes open for something. I'm watching for a reversal off of this pattern today. So this thing, GE tried to make a breakdown multiple times, but has a big green kind of move that it could do above the 165. This is one that I can keep on watch to see if it recovers. And that's another reason why I was watching Serve this morning, because it's in the diversified industrial space. And look how it's already recovering. It's almost back there to the 450s. This could have been easily a stock that I just get wiped out on the hourly. The hourly pulls back towards support, and now it starts to recover, maybe makes a move to 5 later in the market. I'll tell you one thing, Serve is off the trade for me, but hey, I just want to bring it up because, I can't just get so biased that I can't tell you guys what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing there is this is holding hourly pullbacks. We'll see if things work out. All right, let's keep going, guys. We'll see what else is out there. I want to see making 5K a day, Mitch. Hey, we'll get there. We'll get there, man. One of the things is I have been trying to step up, and I don't know if you guys notice it, but the P&Ls are moving all around, right? And with that being said, I'm going to continue to try to step up bigger and bigger, right? I personally don't want to, ruin evaluation accounts by doing that. But the truth is that's the only way to win them, man. Is you got to step up and try to take it, right? So right now I've been kind of back and forth, and I tell you guys it all the time. I'm just get slightly positive in the green. I've gotten up towards like about 1,000 on this one. Now I'm back down here just slightly into the red. So I'm going to keep battling back and forth, man. And I think that that's the important thing today. Yesterday was like green. Then the day before was green. Then we had a big red day. It's been that back and forth. The key that I see also is for green trades sometimes. It's okay to take some early kind of profits, build that cushion, then take a swing later in the day to see if you can really expand that. That's what happened yesterday. So I was able to take a trade on that Goldman Sachs that got me right back towards break even. And then I used those other trades like XLF, like FAZ to really put myself into the green and get me up about 300. So it wasn't a bad day. Was able to battle back from down 600 to 900 up overall on that swing. So the truth is you got to battle, man. And when you go bigger and bigger sizing, another thing is taking small profits, like of just a portion of the trade, and then putting the trade back on are things to think about. Let's keep going. What else is out there, guys? Serve having an offering. We'll see what happens out there. HE curling on higher volume. Yeah, we talked about that in the Sunrise report. Let's take a look there at Hawaiian Electric right now. This is going to be on play today. And it's on play overall, man. Think about the people that went long this stock, and they went long it here on the first down action, which was around, let's say, 1280s. They were thinking that this company would come back at some point. Today, they're getting their money back, man. They're up 50%, and they're going to be probably hitting that out right at the bell. So what I'd be looking for is quick dips to get bought in a stock like this, right? So they hit the bid, they get out, and then the stock starts to come back. That's what I'll be watching on hourlies to see if we can get some pullbacks, and eventually this stock just starts to work its way back. I'd be looking for at least kind of like 50% retracement levels. That puts us closer towards right around this kind of 1580 spot. Of course, you guys know I like the somewhere in between the 50 and the 61.8. So that could be all the way down to 15. I'm looking for red to greens on this, but if it just goes green and then goes above the 19s, that's what you can be kind of watching for kind of breakout to the upside. We'll see what happens there. You won't believe when I share my story with you. I failed the E count 1,000 times already. Which one? Which ones, man? I passed it after taking the second time, lost the funded account a year later, still fighting with it. Hey, it's how it is, future day trade. And trust me, and hearing that you passed it is more than enough, man. So if we were able to do it once, we can do it again. We just need to think simple sometimes. Like one of the things is as a trader that you're going to do often is overthink things. Because as you do this more and more, you're thinking that maybe it's more analysis that I need to take. No, it's probably more just keeping it simple and trying to stick to plays that are underneath your tool belt. What do I mean by that? Things that you know, right? Things that you know how they work, stocks that you know how they trade. And that can really kind of get you there. You know, one of the things that I try to do is talk about the overall market, trade all different types of areas. That is not going to be for everyone. Just want to state it. But hey, wish you the best like always, man. Keep it going out there, guys. Let's see what else is out there. Let's see what we can find this morning. Seeing another one move this morning. AUGX here, guys. It's up there $2. Not one that I know much of. But hey, I don't see too much moving on this. Let's keep it going, guys. SWTX, Springworks Therapeutics. I have no absolute clue on this. Let's get back to the sector outlook. Communication services, also doing well today, or for the week, right? Real estate doing well. Industrials, what got hit this week? Well, technology definitely took a hit. The cyclicals took a hit there. That also tells us something, guys. What does the cyclical tell us that it's getting a hit there? Well, it tells us that there's downside in the consumer outlook that could run into the kind of the holiday period. And how's our footwear accessory names? Did Nike ever bounce? Not really, guys. What about the other ones that I was trying to come after, like On? What was it? Nike. Let's go back here. Let's see how these are doing right now, guys. I'm looking at these to see if how they were performing. On was one that is actually coming back. This could be one that I could look at potentially for it to start to crash right back down. So I'll be watching this one today. Man, this actually stands out to me. It's run to 42. Maybe looks for a little pop there towards 41, rejects that 41, then starts to short there, back down. We'll see what happens to these because the truth is this is not a space that's doing well right now. And rate cuts, I don't think it's going to really affect the consumer cyclical space. This could be pulling back a little bit further. XRT, you guys can see how that's pulling back pretty fast after it was getting up there back towards 79. I remember when I was trying to play it off the support here, I eventually got wiped out towards that 73. It's just been chomping around. It could start to break down. We'll see what happens. Big day for retail overall. All right, looking around, what else is out there? It's hard to sit on the sideline until I can have more money in the account to get over the 350 minimum. I mean, I think this is all we got to say. You know, in future day trade, there's a lot of money out there available to you on Trade the Pool. The question is, can you step up and take it, baby? Carvana back to 130. Where's Noli? Noli, where you at, man? Bullseye. Noli, where you at, man? What do you think about Carvana today on the pullback? We're going to get another little bounce. These stocks have been taking a quick little pullback. Let's take a look at KMX, another one, CarMax, right? Auto truck dealership. They're both taking a pullback here. But if rate cuts come in, can that help these companies do well, right? Yes, it could, right? I mean, I think that's why you're seeing Ford go up right now. I am still short on the swing on Ford. I'm still looking to see what happens, guys. I will tell you guys that I have a stop placed at 1490s. If it goes to 1490s, I am out. That's all the pain I can take. But this is why I think you're seeing these autos do well too, because the big thing there is that if interest rates cuts come in, finally we can start to see these auto manufacturers do a little bit better. The only question is, you know, it's going to be a quarter of a point. Is it really going to change things? I don't think so. It's not like we're going to get a full point cut. Even if we do, we'll get like a quarter cut, and that's not going to be much. It just signals the end of the rate hike cycle. but they've already done that. They told us that. They told us that with the pivot, right? So we'll see what happens there, guys. All right, guys, catching up within the chat. What are you guys taking a look at? Microsoft outage. Well, we talked about that in the Sunrise report. That was part of the CrowdStrike, right? And so you can see here a Microsoft pulling back there. Nothing that I think is going to be like big red for Microsoft unless the market just keeps getting crushed. I think this could bounce back. This is nothing that I think is going to be a big negative towards Microsoft. No, I just think it's just headlines this morning. Overreactions on CrowdStrike's move because CrowdStrike really did get hit, right? I mean, it was trading at like 340s. It went down to 270s. That's a 21% hit. That one did take the hit, and that one, it could keep coming down, right? So I wouldn't mess with, at least for me, I'm not messing with a Microsoft short opportunity, but CrowdStrike definitely could keep struggling. And I'm looking to see if PanW continues the up action off of this. That would be interesting. All right, let's keep going. Eldon, Rudy, what you looking at this morning, man? Let's see what we can trade this morning. There's still a lot more for you guys to take a look at this morning. I'm going to throw this over here so I can focus on you guys. What are you guys taking a look at, guys? Throw it up in the chat. It's always good to see you guys out there. All right, let's see what I can do here. All right, HE talked about it, great Scott. We took a look at it just a second ago, so definitely rewind. This is all about, of course, Hawaiian Electric doing the settlement. We were taking a look at it on the Sunrise report. And with that one doing well, I mean, we could take a look at some other names to see how those are going to do. But hey, we'll find out, guys. If you guys see me shaking my keyboard a little bit, I'm going to get a new keyboard over this weekend. I don't know what happened to this thing. I think it's just the wireless not working well. Why is it getting some kind of interference? I have no idea, man. It worked well for like a good year, so we'll see what happens here. Hawaiian Electric now climbing towards that 1830s. We'll look to see if this can keep climbing. For me, I still think I'm looking for a pullback on this, but hey, to each his own. If you guys think this is a nice looking level here and it goes for the 19 run, I mean, you still got 70 cents on the upside resistance. We'll look to see if it gets that run and really starts to move. All right, what are the ones you guys want to take a look at this morning, guys? I'll throw it up on the watch list. Anything that you guys are watching this morning that stands out to you, throw it up there, guys. All right, Eldon bringing up an interesting trade idea. I've been looking at this one too, Eldon, just to give you the mentality there. So I've been looking at CLH, right? CELH. We're talking Celsius. We're talking the best energy drink out in the market. Just giving them a little fluff. Celsius, if you're watching right now, I won't mind if you go ahead and give me a good sponsorship because your boy could use a good Celsius every show. I wouldn't mind that at all. So let me know out there, Celsius. I'm going to send this to them. Got to get a little sponsorship for the show, right? All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's take a look at this setup. So this one's an interesting one. If I take a look at the weekly, I can see some weekly support right around underneath here. And so that's one thing that I would give is that maybe can we stick to that weekly and not get too excited too early on this one? That could help us out because we're essentially catching a falling knife. And when we catch a falling knife, what do I want to see? I want to see sideways consolidation to give bigger traders an opportunity to get in the trade. So a lot of times my swing trades are not based on my action, right? What I'm looking for is I'm looking for big traders, right? The big boys. The big boys, a lot of times, they're looking for those slight weight consolidation where they can just put like, and it's going to be an algorithm to do this, but they can put an algorithm to buy off the bottom of that consolidation. And every time it cuts through, they're buying a little piece off that support and giving themselves a little bit of room to the downside, right? And so the big boys are so important. The big boys need sideways action to load a position, right? If they want to get millions of shares, well, they're going to need that sideways action. They're not going to catch the dip like that and then just keep it going, because to do that, what would they have to do? They would have to just throw up a crap ton, what we call a ladder order. I've talked about these where you just ladder order down, ladder order down, and ladder order down. And then they'll do a dark pool order at the bottom of that where washes through. You think it's filling that shares, and it is. It's filling it almost, it looks like an infinite amount of shares through that level, and then it recovers. So I'm waiting for moments like that on this trade itself. Let's take a look at the action here. You can see that you're chomping around. You're starting to go sideways, starting to build off that 50-42, 50-36, 50-40. So I'm looking for an undercut day where it recovers. So maybe a move to 50 and then coming right back. Right now, 49.30s is that weekly support. Can that hold, or should we look for that undercut and then the rally? That's kind of more the look for me, undercutting this 49.30s and then recovering 50, and then I'd be looking for it. We'll see what happens there. And Celsius holding. Your idea is not too bad. The stop loss towards the 49.25 is not a bad outlook. It's right underneath the weekly low, but I feel like it's a little too early. That's my outlook. I'll wish you the best there, Eldon. And thank you for bringing the trade completely. Things like this, I love to see. So smash the like, guys. All right, let's keep going. We'll see what else is out there this morning. First, pre-market for you. What's up out there, Noli? What are you looking at, man? Why would Microsoft software cause a global IT outage? It's because a lot of things run off the cloud, right? Don't forget that, Bullseye. So it's not necessarily based on Microsoft like Windows. It's more based on the cloud, right? So that's where it really comes in. A lot of people use them for their data, and when they go down, they cause issues for other companies. Another one like Fastenal, if that goes down, it causes a lot of issues for other companies. Smash the like, guys. Like always, we give you guys information in the morning. If you guys didn't tune in this morning to the playbook and the sunrise report, hit the rewind to the beginning of the show, put it on ×2, and catch up with us. You guys will be able to check out some plays this morning that I gave you guys, and I'll be watching these. They look great out there. Of course, we're taking a look into mainly interest rate type of plays. We could take a look at the industrial, energy, and solar today. Let's go to solar and see how that's looking. All right, so if we look at technology, it's the most beaten down area, right? Well, let's take a look at how solar has been doing this week. We take a look at the weekly. The weekly is on this little semi pullback after a strong week. So I'm looking to see if we can start to break back above and just do a quick day where all of a sudden you start to shake all that negative action. Of course, solar is on the pullback and could be looking for some moves back to the upside. I think one thing we can keep a watch on is the fast mover, right? The ENPH. This is pulled back. Let's see if it starts working its way back there. SPWR is another one. SunPower, can this one start working its way back? It's been beaten down. Could start working its way back. Beam is another one that I saw get moving earlier in the week. Now it's pulling back, right? Will this one start to catch a lift back towards that 750? I'm watching FSLR. That's the main boy, right? That's the focused one. We'll see if this one can hold the 210s, reject it. And this is a similar play, right? So I just talked about how when you start to go sideways, you give the ability for bigger traders to join the trade. So look how the volume has actually increased on this sideways action. That tells me watch out, because buyers could be loading in on this move. And that's why there's more volume than there is on the decline here at the 230s. And now I'm thinking, okay, did they just load back into First Solar after loading it back after the recent breakout area? Well, that gives me a play. We'll see what happens here on First Solar. All right, London stock was down due to that outage, so volume could be small on pre. Yeah, we'll see what happens on that. I mean, I think it was a little bit overblown, but hey, always outages I've seen, they get overblown. That's just normal reaction here. The media is always going to react. They're going to talk about it all morning. Oh, the cybersecurity names, they're getting wrecked. Those Bollinger Bands help you day trade. Thank you. Yeah, we could take a look at that a little bit more, Vic, today, right? I have them still on the chart, and we can take a look at that action. The big thing for me is for Bollinger Bands is like looking for range moves sometimes. It's okay to sometimes just trade a range, right? Like let's go to this NAAS, right? So like this morning, right? And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. This morning, it does a pop out from the morning off the lower band, right, up towards the upper band, then goes back to the lower band, right, and then makes a move back to the upper band. There's no reason why we can't be trading it from the lower band to the upper band and selling it there, right, at prior resistance, right? So like if you were looking for this to come back, you were looking at what? Support to the left. I'd look right here. I'm not looking to the right. I always have a tendency, if you want to look to the right, look to the left. To the left makes sense here off of this kind of bottoming and resistance, then eventually becoming a support here, 863. So around 863 to 868, somewhere in that spot made sense to buy off this Bollinger Band and then sell it near the resistance up close to the Bollinger Band, that's 942 to 950, which was a prior resistance that it struggled. Easy trade sometimes is just trading within the Bollinger Band back from the bottom of the range to the top of the range, or it could just even be to the middle line. And traders do that one where it's the yellow line. I'm buying there, selling at the yellow line. Selling here and buying it back at the yellow line. Traders look at this all the time. All right, let's go. Let's keep going, guys. Adding a few to my list. We have been talking about that Dayu. Okay, take a look out there, guys. Here's a list from Noli. He's taking a look at PanW, AVGO, Meta, Zim, PPG, Workday. Workday. That's an interesting mention there. I haven't heard that one or see it in a certain amount of time here. Let's take a look at Workday. Guys, it's 9:18. Smash the like, guys. Let's keep it going, guys. Let's turn it up a little bit of a notch here. And let's get ready as we keep going. It's the bell here. Let's go, guys. Lots to look at in the market today. Let's look at Workday. WDAY. Workday. Down the 220s, man. Woohoo! This took a beating today. Software taking a hit, guys. And I think this is something to take a look at, guys. Software overall was so hot. Now it's starting to take a little bit of a pullback. Something that I'll definitely keep an eye open for. All right, so Workday pulling back there. It just seems to me like it's just on the pullback. I wouldn't be looking at this one, but hey, maybe there's something that you know, Noli, that I don't know. We'll find out. All right, guys, let's keep it going. Let's see what else is in the markets today and see what there's trading out there. Let me see if there's anything showing up on my Benzinga scanner here as of late for the hour. Let me go ahead and take down some of this, see what I'm finding in the market this morning. I'm seeing a couple of these names here we could take a look at here. Let's see. Gainers, hour session, and let's do the price up to $5. So we can find a little bit of some bigger names here. Taking a look to see in the scanners to see if there's anything that I like that's making a move right now. We'll see what happens here. There's a couple of stocks, but I'm not seeing too much that's standing out to me. SNCR, that's one that definitely I've heard before, definitely, without a doubt, right? So you guys out there, let me know if there's a ticker that you guys know that you guys want to take a look at. We will go ahead and take a look at that, but trying to go ahead and try to find some of the ones that are on the scanners this morning. SNCR, take a look here. This morning trading up there towards the 1030s, but just too low volume, guys. This is nothing that I'd pay attention to. We'll see what happens. Like always, guys, a lot more for you guys this morning. Smash the like out there, guys. Utilities doing decent. We'll see, guys. It's just one of those times right now where it's a lot of mixed noise. Basic materials, it's already made that big pullback. Can they bounce, guys? Because this was strong early in the week. Now starting to take that pullback. We'll look to see if they get a bounce like gold, and gold trade I know is one to kind of keep an eye open for. That pulled back. GLD back down towards the 18. Will it catch a bounce today? We'll have to wait and find out. Smash the like out there, guys. Keep throwing up those stocks. We'll keep watching it out there. Workday spread is 250. So it really have to open before the trade. What? I don't get that comment there, Noli. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Let's keep going, guys. Let's see what else is out there. We'll get towards the trade action here. We'll see if any of these smaller names want to make a move today. NAAS is definitely going to be on the radar. This thing's been moving fast. Now the only question is, can it keep moving? It's up there towards resistance. Resistance is 10. So there's some resistance right above it. The only question is, can we get back towards that 10? Something to watch. All right, what else is going to make a move today, guys? HPK, High Peak Energy. A lot of these energy names showing up, and I think that's based off of that Hawaiian Electric kind of outlook. But and also overall, you're going to have utilities being on watch because of what? Interest sensitive area. So anywhere in the interest sensitive areas, definitely keep watch today. Industrials, energy, financials, right? Utilities all get affected by, of course, the interest rate talk. And that's also affecting the IWM, right? That's what you're going to be looking at also there. So IWM, definitely something that's on the radar today. Let's get after it, team. What other ones you guys are looking at in the chat? I see a lot of you guys tuning in on Twitter. Guys, click the link there, guys. Drop in a comment. What's your top trade of the day? All right, let's keep going, guys. We'll see what else is out there today. Going to be watching a bunch of names. Let's go to Eli Lilly and see how that's doing off of their China approval, right? That gave them a nice little lift back towards 864. This has already taken a huge dip down. Could bounce today. It has a good approval here. I'm not betting against it anytime soon. But of course, we did see a big kind of hit down in the healthcare overall space. Now, the only question is it a pullback buy here? Pfizer was one that we were looking at earlier in the week to see what would happen to that one. Let's see how it's trading here, guys. It's holding in this pullback. Let's see if it takes 30 today. I like this Pfizer pullback. We'll look to see if it takes 30 right back up there and starts to make its move. I definitely think that this is one that we can look for the lower Bollinger Band to maybe come into play. So a pullback closer towards the 2940s and then coming back towards the day towards 30 is going to be on the radar. All right, volume is 16,000 now on workday. Nominal value is still about 1.7, so volume must increase. All right, we'll take a look at that action. I feel you. You're doing it right. Oh, you're talking to my man, Bullseye. Don't worry, I'll leave you go. What are you taking a look at? Pally, says Great Scott. All right, Pally. I've seen that one before. What is Pally? I've seen that name before, that's for sure. My keyboard is giving me hell today, man. It's just how it goes, guys. I might need to reset it here in a little bit, but don't worry. All I got to do is just kind of replug it in. It's just been having some issues with the wireless. This is why you don't go wireless, guys. You stick to the wires. All right, here it goes. All right, Pally trying to get back through the 5. All right, not a bad one to watch here. Biotech, of course, loves to kind of move here. And this is definitely one of your kind of like, let's see if we get some volume here. Yeah, there's a trader in here. This kind of trade right here. So when you see a big volume pop like this, where that stands out, right? Like clearly, guys, like there's a trader here. This is what I mean by big traders need sideways consolidation to get their volume in. Well, they got it. There's 600,000 shares. Are they selling on the pops? More than likely. But where could the pop go to? 6, 8? Those are in reach. I really feel like it. So in this one, let's keep it on watch. Let's look for the volume to come in, though. Volume is going to be needed for this to continue going. It already got the volume, and that's where it is right now. Now, can it get a kind of a reload type of volume? You can see how it's trading right now. Very low volume, about 1,000 shares, 362 shares. Needs a big pullback. Needs volume on that pullback to really get going. All right, we'll see what else is out there, guys. It's about, 9:25. We're getting ready towards the bell here, guys. Hey, let's see what we can come up with today. It's going to be a fun day today, of course. See what we can find in the market. I'm going to be watching to see maybe this Citi. I know Citi didn't go down too much yesterday. It's still cracked. So I'll be watching to see if these financials still want to keep going down. Names that could keep going down are the weak ones. The ones that I think could just keep seeing that downside action come in, like let's say a Wells Fargo, right? This thing started working its way back, now can start to break right back towards that 56. So if there's one that could just do kind of a
a breakdown right out the gates and really kind of break, this Wells Fargo will be definitely on the radar for me. We'll see what happens on Wells Fargo. Pally has a history of pops and drops if you look at the daily, so be careful. I agree, Shane. That's exactly what I'm seeing, and I think that there's a trader already in there. And what does he want to do? He wants to sell to you today. The only question is, will you be the buyer? That's the truth. That's what happens, guys. Plug taking a big hit there. What happened in Plug? Plug Powers, man. I don't know how that company stays alive, man. They just talk and talk and talk about their product, never coming out with anything that's really making the move. That's like FSIL. But hey, we'll see what happens, guys. Down to 249. This thing, I can't believe, was at one day $70. I'll tell you one thing. I don't think it'll ever get back there. All right, guys, smash the like out there, guys. What are you guys taking a look at? What else we got here? Offer on Plug. Ooh, an offer here? I mean, come on. They unplugged it, that's for sure. It was never plugged in, Vic. But we'll see what happens there. If this one's down like that, I would expect also FSIL. Look at that, 58 cents, man. This thing was also expensive at one point. Look at this. This thing was $30, man. It's 58 cents. It's only down 96%. Did you say Plug plugs itself? Oh, Plug is not plugging, man. That plug short circuited. It burned the whole electrical grid, man. That's why you don't plug in. All right, shares tumbling Friday after Alternative Energy says it launched a $200 million stock offering. Oh, they're just trying to stay alive. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. All right, let's keep going, guys. What else is out there? Silo down 23%. That's not looking good there. Yeah, this one just couldn't do it, guys. I think I was watching this one and it was struggling at the 3 spot yesterday. Is that what was going on? I was struggling at the 4. It kept struggling to get to 4. Already breaking down this morning. Not looking bueno. All right, guys, let's keep going. What other ones? Let's see how First Solar is reacting this morning. That's on the scanners there and already starting to lift there. So starting to get towards that 216. Remember, the 210, I just don't want to see break, but I don't even think it'll go there. Now I want to see if we get a big break through that 216 right out the gates and start to see these solar names bounce back. We will be looking at solar here actually going green. If you could look at it here, it's negative 1.5. I'm going to look for that to go green during the open, and we'll be watching to see if technology can turn things around today. At least just have a green day. Doesn't mean that it's going to be a big ramp back, but green is what I'll be looking for. All right, guys, let's keep going, guys. I feel like going back to sim after being in sim for too long, it's not good. Yes, I agree. It's not good. You know, just paper trading by itself and never going to live is not good at all. That's why I'm saying, man, just trading small is something to look into, right? I know that that's not what you want to hear, because trading small is not going to make money, but it also isn't going to lose money. But let's get to it, guys. The market is open. Be safe out there, traders. Let's see what we can come up with today. Like always, you guys know what it is. Time! Get after it, traders. Get after it. Let's go. The old school WWE bell. Ding, 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 ding. Let's go, guys. What can we find today? Let me know what you guys are seeing in the market. We'll definitely take a look at it out there. And it's another beautiful day. Just be safe out there, traders. Let's get after it. Let's see what I can bounce back in today. All right, guys, seeing serve straight down out the gates. Forget you, serve. And then DJT, man. That thing was such a trap yesterday. It was just chomping all around it. We'll look to see if we get an update in DJT today. Nothing that I'm feeling too positive about. Goldman Sachs, a quick little pop and then drop right back down. I'm going to look at Wells Fargo here to see how that one's performing. But hey, you guys know what's up out there. Financials red out the start there. Healthcare, technology, red there too. Solar, a little bit of a pullback to start the day. Going to take a look to see what's leading the action here on the upside. Healthcare. bouncing back there right out the gates here. That's up about 0.3, nothing big, but what's leading the downside is energy on the pullback right now. Financials still pulling back, man. Not finding any lift on that right now. We'll take a look at some action out there. So Wells Fargo up there to 59.33s. I'll be watching this one to see if it wants to continue the breakdown. You can see this hourly kind of bunch up here. Could have hit that 59.50s, start to look like it's going to 60, and then just drop back down through the 59. So not a bad one that I'll keep watch here, especially if it gets back to that 60. I wouldn't mind it for kind of weekend short. We'll see what happens there on Wells Fargo. Tesla getting that nice little bounce there. That gives me on alert for technology to start getting a nice little push. Let's see it. Let's see if we can get it today. FSLR is going to be on the radar for sure. We'll see what happens here with FSLR. Rejecting that 216, now pulling back to the 214. We'll see if it goes to the 210 and then comes back through that 216. That's definitely a layer for me to watch for later in the market. 216 on First Solar. See if it just comes right back up there. The thing with First Solar, though, to keep in mind is the spread. The spread is hard sometimes. It's about, right now, what is it? About 70 cents wide. So taking a look to see what happens there. Looking around, guys. If you guys have any of these smaller names you guys want to take a look at, throw them up in the chat. I'll go ahead and I'll take a look at them. Netflix. How's Netflix doing? Netflix is actually up out the gates here. Let's see what happens with Netflix today. All right, guys, just going to put my screens up really quickly. I want to reset my keyboard so it's a little bit better functioning here. Just give me a second, guys. All right, traders, I'm back in Netflix, man. All that worry, all that talk in the media, man. Forget them, guys. They just tried to trick us on that one. Netflix going higher here, not looking bad at all as it starts to push. So let's take a look at that action here. Let me go ahead and share my other charts here, my multi-chart here. We can take a look at that action. Give me a second here. Let me fix that up. Boom. There it goes. All right. There you guys have it. Let's take a look at that. We'll be watching to see what happens on that, but definitely not bad action there. Netflix up there to the 670s. Let's take a look at this action. See if we can get a little bit of a 1 minute pullback on this. There it goes to 65s. It's right back up there. I'd like the 660s pullback. Let's see if we can get that, right? I'll keep watch on that to see if we can get it. But definitely something to keep watch here, Netflix. All right, Netflix actually doesn't look too bad, man. I just want to see a little bit more pullback on this one. But you guys heard me this morning. That report really wasn't that bad, man. I just feel like it's overreaction. But hey, that's how it goes sometimes, right? All right, guys, we'll see what happens out there. Let's see if I can get some more pullback in this Netflix. And on the earnings call, I'm not going to lie, man. I called a really nice bottom around that 620s. We had a nice opportunity out that 620 buy. It would be up at 667. First Solar trying to make its way. We'll see what happens there. There comes Netflix starting to come down. 660s might actually come into play here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and try to get a nice order ready here.
All right, got one there at 660s. Probably is gonna, it's already back up there. Trying to shift this back here towards like 10. No fill there, guys. Near that 660, it went towards a low of 660.01. So it was a good outlook there. It's back towards 662. Let's see if we can get back a little lower here. All right, guys, I just put out 2 orders there, 10 share orders. Let's see if this starts to fill on Netflix. You guys can see it. I'm also seeing First Solar start to make a little bit of an up move. I do want a little piece of that. So I'm going to keep watching to see if I can get a little bit of a piece of First Solar as it starts to get back through 216. There's the starter there in Netflix. We'll see what happens on that. And we'll look to see if I get another entry here. But First Solar is starting to get back towards that 218. That actually looks pretty good there. All right, we'll continue watching Netflix here, and then we'll also watch First Solar to see if that can make a nice move. All right, guys, started to get that Netflix. Not a bad action here on the first one. Didn't get the second limit buy. It did get close to my limit there, so I'm going to pull it down a little bit here just in case it goes a little bit lower than the low on the 1 minute and gives me that fill. If not, I'm okay with just the 10 shares on Netflix. Would be a nice move back up. It'd be 15 bucks, so there's a lot of action there that could happen there. All right, let's see if I can get this nice ad here, and then we're going to look to see if Netflix comes right back up here. DJT starting to come up there. First Solar trying to hold the 216 pullback. That's what makes sense for me there. My keyboard, man, just killing me right now. Just killing me. All right, guys, let's keep going. We'll see what happens out there. Netflix might give me that nice little bottom fill here. Let's see if I can get it. All right, here it goes. Let's see if I can get this here. I'm going to try to step up here. Trying to get a fill there close to the 665s. Here's that pullback. There he goes. Come on, give me that fill. There we go. Now we got it. All right, guys, going to go ahead and risk down here towards the below the 650s. Going to risk about 178 here, guys. Let's see if this could start working its way back up here, guys. Taking a trade on Netflix this morning. Let's see if this starts to work its way back here. All right, looking good right now, guys. It is starting to bottom out here, so I just want to see it come back through the 660s. That's going to be an important spot on the upside. All right, kicking off the ads. Just want to stick to the kind of the 20 share size. It's not a bad share size for Netflix. First Solar is looking good there too, guys. I just want to kind of mention that, but I'm having some issues with my keyboard, so I'm not going to go and take that one, but I still like it off the 216. It just can't get in it right now, and so I'm going to just focus on this Netflix. See if Netflix want to come right back up to that 678 today, guys. Might get one more ad here. All right, looking good here as it starts to come back. It's trying to come back through my entry. Once it goes through and it starts to get back towards like 660s, I'm going to look for a pullback to add.
There's First Solar. It's looking good there, man. I'm a little annoyed that I can't get that one right now, but it just my keyboard's just giving me hell, man. There's a big pullback there for Netflix. Now it's pulling back a good amount here. Got to keep watch on it, guys. Make sure that I understand my risk. My risk is down there to the 647s. That's 195. Looking for this to start working its way back up. All right, now I don't want to see that low get broken around the 650s. Could put it to the 648s there. Trying to see this go from kind of the red pullback to green, right? It was green, 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 green out the gates. Now you got red, 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 red. Now let's see if we go green, 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 and just take off the 678s. It actually doesn't look bad there here, but just needs to come back through that 660. Setting a buy stop. If it starts to come back through that 661, I do want to add here, but just watching for it. I think it's going to be a rampant move back when it comes on the upside. 5 minutes really should kind of hold here around the 650s. Really shouldn't break that 650. So let's see if we can get this to come back up here. Definitely getting tested a little bit further than I thought. 650s should hold here. Breaking that on the close on the 5 minute would not be good. All right, catching up with you guys in the chat since mine's not going to be the best here today. Short zap here. There you go. Get after it, Shane. There you go. Zappy zap. Get after it, Shane. Shane, like I mentioned, if I don't trade it, maybe you nailed it. I wish you the best, Shane. Microsoft really strong. Yeah. I kind of felt that like that news this morning would get shaken. There's the cut down, guys. Getting cut down on Netflix. Looking out. About to get out here in a second there, guys. That was a nasty cut down. Woo. That was fast, guys. Looked away for a second there. Boy, oh boy. Netflix, they're trying to wipe me out here. They're about to cut me out. Gotta be careful with the mouse trading right now. Getting a small bounce, but this looks like it's going to come back and take me out, guys. Now we're getting a little bounce back, but not much. Gonna have to risk down towards the low right here. See if it comes back to that level. If it does, it's just going to get me out, but does not look good there. All right, looking around, guys, trying to see some other trades out there. Trying to see if First Solar starts working its way a little bit higher. DJT holding a little bit of a pullback. That served, not doing much here. Tesla straight down out the gates. That's going to help that Zap trade for sure. So let's see if that can kind of keep helping you out there in that Zap trade. Tesla coming down is actually going to help that Zap trade go right back to the downside there. But boy, oh boy, man, it might be a little bit of a loss here on Netflix. If I lose on that Netflix, man, I might just be done for the day. It's not looking well. Keyboard not working for me now, and just running into some gremlins. That's how it is sometimes. The worst part is I do have a Logitech. Normally, this never happens, man. This never happens, but hey, it is what it is. That's how you go sometimes, guys. That's how it goes. Small buying power. What do you see out there, Noli? You seeing some issues? Let me know. All right, guys, we'll see what happens here. Definitely getting really close to getting stopped out on that Netflix. Don't look like it wants to come back. Here it comes for the takeout. Oh, and Mitch just got the takedown. Not looking good for me, guys. And First Solar also pulling back to that 213. It's looking like it's going to be a long morning for me, guys. Long morning for me. Definitely not working out good on that trade. VPRX. I'll tell you one thing. This is going to be one of those days where it's on you guys out there to run the show. Let me know what stocks you guys are checking out. We'll throw them up there. I'm going to try to fix my keyboard, see if I can get this to run again. But for right now, it's having some issues. So I'll be right back, team. Smash the like, guys. Definitely fighting a little bit of the gremlins today. And that's how it goes sometimes, guys. All right, guys, I got it fixed for the time being. Let's see if I can keep it there. All right, guys, you guys see First Solar there, that 213s here. We'll see if that can come right back up here. But looking to see if Solar can make a little bit of a move today. If I take a look at the day overall, I'm seeing healthcare technology is green. And what's green there? It's software infrastructure. Solar isn't green just yet. It's still red. So I'm looking to see if it can go green right now. It's on the pullback. We'll look to see if we get the next move back up here. I'm thinking about taking maybe like $100 trade here on First Solar, but man, it's definitely a scary one here. And it's not the best day for me right now. So let me see if I can go ahead and take one more trade here, see what I can do. I'm willing to take one more, but definitely this could be even a max loss type of day, the way things are going. All right, looking at that First Solar to see if we get a nice little setup there. We'll see what happens. And AAS mentioned in the chat. NAAS. All right. Tesla to 236 would be nice. Okay. We'll look to see what else is out there. Let me go ahead and look at the market, see what I'm finding. I'm seeing Wells Fargo up today. Let's go back and let me go ahead and put my other screen up here. All right, let's go ahead. Let's stop this. Let's share the other screen. There it is. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look into the market, see what we're finding right now. I do see a couple of stocks making a move there. So Wells Fargo is kind of rejecting that 59.44 area. I feel like this should come down right back towards 59 on the day. Financials are still red on the day. So going to look to see if they can just kind of reject this hourly high, this 59.44, come crashing right back down towards 59. Not a bad outlook to kind of keep watch on as the financials turn around. There's Wells Fargo rejecting that area. We'll look to see if it goes right back towards 59s. But man, I used a lot of my capital today to try to take that earlier trade there. And that's what's really cost me today. We'll look to see if First Solar comes right back up there. 217s and made it up there to 218. So just thinking about it here to see if it wants to start making a move back to the upside. So FSLR was on the scanner for me, was a stock that I was watching for. Let's go ahead and maybe take a little bit here, take a shot at least. So I'm looking for 213s. 213s are really where I want to start adding in here. Is at 213.50. So I'm going to look for a little bit of a dip here. It did go back towards 211. So got to keep that in mind that you could get that dip right back in there. There's the dip towards 212s. Let's see if this didn't start to come back here. And I'll add another little bit here. Go for 212, like 70 here. So I do have a little bit there, guys. You guys see it. I'm showing it to you guys right now. 212.85 is my opening price right there. Now it's back towards 213, but I only got 30 shares. Looking to add some more, but needed to be at a right price here. So just looking for some pullbacks here to add. But if I can't get them, hey, I'll just stick to the 30. I think we could definitely get one more dip. That's what I'm trying to get there and trying to add on that. See if First Solar wants to start making its way back. Hold the 15-minute pullback, get back up towards the 217s. What you gonna do, First Solar? Tesla bouncing there, guys. DJT. Will that be the day for DJT? Will today be the day? There's First Solar's first move back. Looking for a slight dip here to add on First Solar. Serve just going sideways there. Looking around to see what else I'm seeing in the market. There's not too much out there right now that I'm seeing. Feel like Netflix wants lower. Hey, Vic, maybe you can make some money off of that. HE, you're looking at, guys, Hawaiian Electric. I mean, that one I felt like would do like an hourly kind of washout look. You've gotten it down, not to that 38.2 level just yet. I still think it could come down to 15s and then make the move to 19. But hey, it did find some bottoming around that 17 level. There's First Solar trying to get me to get wiped out here. Let me go back to First Solar and focus in here, guys. Bid and offer going wide there, guys. So just be careful out there, First Solar. $212s. Let's see if I can get the 212s on the pullback and then the move comes back here. Tesla's still struggling around there. Taking a look around to see what else is making a move today. I see technology leading, healthcare, financial services right behind that, but still red. Downside leading the downside, utilities and industrials. Netflix trying to recover a little bit there off that 644. We'll look to see if it keeps going lower, though. Looking at the scanners to see if there's anything showing up there. Not seeing too much, man. VRPX. BRPX up there to 225. This one actually got a nice little breakout there. So look to see if it keeps going. It's holding back towards the $2, but nice little breakout there. Serving down. Looking right now to see if First Solar is going to bounce there. It doesn't look like it needs a nice big bounce if it's going to happen here. Looking to see it start coming back through the 213.50s. Once that happens, I can go ahead and try to take the shot. But it's one of those days, man, where things just don't seem to be kind of clicking here. Looks like there's some restriction going on, T. I can tell you right now, mine's not having that issue, but I can't you know, be the determinant for everyone right now. So if what I would do is I'd be reaching out to the customer service side of Trade the Pool. Remember, I'm not customer service. I'm just a trader here, guys. Just trading like you guys. But definitely take a look at that action, guys. Looks like they're trying to fix it out there. Yeah, they should be working on it. Mara's moving. Take a look at that action. All right, slight recovery here for First Solar. I'm going to step up and try to take it, guys. Try to take the shot here. Looking for a slight dip to add here. There's that slight dip. See if I can get this ad. The spread is so wide, man. It's so hard to get filled here. You got to be careful on this one. That's the hardest thing, the spread. So you got to almost jump up on the offer. DJT getting walloped, man. Walloped. DJT not looking good there, guys. That's definitely taking a big hit down to 35.60s. So Trump, what happened there, man? Did you just... Trump, you flushed the turd, man? What happened? 36.50s. Not looking good there. All right, looking around to see what else is making a move there. Wells Fargo now towards 59.66. So financials coming back today. Goldman Sachs back towards 490s. Could make it all the way back there. But at least technology doing well right now. That's why I'm looking at this First Solar. That's why I feel like it's still a play here. Just got to be smart. Just got to be patient. Almost like looking for pullbacks to add here, and then looking to see if it really wants to get going. DJT still struggling there. All right, let's see how Solar's doing overall here. Still just chomping around, trying to catch some of the VWAP there. Looking at some of these to see how they're doing right now on the day. Nova's up. Run is up also. There's a nice little push there. Now let's see if I can get a little bit more here. Trying to get a 213 entry here. All right, just added a little bit more there in First Solar. Now I got 212.99s. All right, let's see if we can get this First Solar to actually start ramping here. There we go. Starting to make a little bit of a lift there, giving the 214s on the offer look. That's actually not bad at all. Now let's see if we can start to get this to push. It's one of those days out there, guys. Smash the like. I see a lot of you guys joining in on X. Smash it up out there. NAAS through 10. Oof, we'll see it. Yeah, I do see some issues out there. We're trying to work on some issues. We'll try to get that fixed. Right now, I do see that there's some issues out there. I wish you guys the best, like always, guys. And days like today, when there's some issues, I understand if you just call it quits. I know it's called, maybe you're thinking this is costing you money. I think at the end of the day, it doesn't cost you money if you don't take a trade, right? The truth is, if you don't have exposure, you don't have exposure. So that's the way I would think about it, right? But hey, we'll see what happens today, guys. Like always, be careful out there. It looks like there is some issues on the platform. Could be some buying power issues, some liquidity issues. We'll see what happens there. But right now, I'd be a little bit careful. I'm looking to see if First Solar can make a nice little breakout here and at least get me back some of my losses today. We'll look to see if it makes that move. Netflix now back down to that 635. Tesla down to 243s. So that's not looking good there. How'd Zappy Zap do, man? Now down to 212.25s. Oh, Shane. There goes Zappy Zap, and it did the fade look. VRPX. Holding that $2 pullback, now starting to make another move there. NAAS got up there to 10, now back down to the 1060s. We'll look to see if this thing wants to keep going. What a rocket NAAS is. 950s looked like an interesting area that it looked for an ad. I think could come down also to the 920s there. Just looking around at that NAAS there. There's a quick pullback there towards that 930s, 920 level. Here's NAAS. Let's see if I can get 100 there. Oh, not fast enough, guys. Not fast enough, man. Would have needed to have the order ready there. Needed to have the ready order there. I missed the entry there, guys. It was in the 920s there for a second there. Back up to the 950s. I'll just go focus on First Solar, but I did like that trade there. It didn't look too bad there on NAAS. Made a good amount on that NAAS yesterday. So on this pullback towards the 920s, it made sense right there. It went to 922. 5-minute pullback. That's off the trend line break. So you get this kind of trend line break and you look for a quick pullback towards that. The 9 EMA is right there too. So I was looking at that 920 as an area that it could go in and then looking for the move back towards 10. So that was kind of a trade that I could see there. Let's see if I can get First Solar back up towards like 219, maybe 220s today. Make back a good portion of money. There's NAAS back down here. Let's see if we can get this to kind of cut towards. Man, my keyboard today, man, it's driving me insane, guys. All right, guys, smash the like. VRPX out for 20 cents a share. There you go. Take what you can get. Great Scott. Get that money and run, baby. There's that cut down. This is where I would maybe take my shot there off that 910. Oh, no fill there. See if it gets me the fill. Trying to get a fill here in the NAAS. No fills, man. Just not filling me. I'm going to come down a little bit further, closer towards the 9. At 905, guys, to get a little starter here, and then I have to risk off of this kind of 883s. There's First Solar at least working well. Got to keep letting that work. Canceling that NAAS for right now. It's just kind of chomping too much around here on the 915. There's 5,000 there. There's 5,000 at 914. So that's kind of the level that I would have got. If I would have got the 910, I would have taken it. I just didn't get the fill there. So 910, $9 around there. Risk off of the 880s. What made sense to me. Did see some big orders right now at 915 and 914. I'd like to see those get smacked down. It comes down towards 9 and then it comes back around. But this is dangerous all around here. Look how it's trying to come back there through that trend line. That was that approach there, and back towards the 930s. We'll look to see if it comes back up there towards the 10. No fill there for me though. And it wouldn't have been a bad one. I'd be up about $30 there, looking for the move towards 10. I would only take about 100 shares though. That's what I was looking at. Wasn't a bad one there on NAAS. Just my keyboard, the way things are working for me today, I might just look for FSLR to be the one that gets me back. So for right now, I'm just looking at just focusing on FSLR. I've been taking 30 share size. Yep, 30. We'll look for a slight dip back towards like the 212s. All right, we'll see if First Solar, you just keep ripping, man. Keep ripping, man. Get me back nice little $300, $400. Take that off. Then just look to kind of keep battling on the day. All right, guys, what's up out there, guys? Time to catch up with you out there in the chat. What are you guys taking a look at? Let's take a look here. See if we can recover 215 and just keep riding up on First Solar. Ride it, baby, ride it. Look at the hourly. You could see the bunch up there on the hourly. Now I want to see it start making a move, and it could start taking out the high there, the 218. From that 218, it can go to 220 today. I mean, an entry from 220, that would be that's what gets me back into the game today. That's for sure. So we'll see what happens there. Move back towards 220 could mean a $420 gain there. That's not bad. We'll see if this can really start making the move. I wouldn't mind adding. But just needs to kind of come back here closer towards my entry. Really what I want to see here is Solar go green here. So Solar is starting to come back towards the green, but hasn't gone completely green from the open. The opening price being around 203.80s, and we're trying to reclaim that right now on the index here, or the industry. So I'd like to see this rip towards the 205. Run is another one that's been doing well today, so I'll take a look at that one. VVPR, it's a smaller name, to see if that actually starts to make a move. Nova starting to push up there. Run, right? Run, I talked about it. Will this one keep running? Haha, pun intended. We'll see what happens on that one. But definitely FSLR, looking for it to just take off through the 216 and really kind of make a big move. Let's go. Get back towards the 220s, and then there's a gap zone that could definitely be targeted. All right, guys. Bullseye, man, your paper trading is making us all a little jealous. Hey, at least we're jealous of your paper trade action, dude. If you're done for the day, hey, call it a wrap, man. You had a hell of a day there. Green up 1,591. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad to maybe just call it a wrap. Can't be mad about that. I'm going to bounce IT issues. Have a great weekend. All of you guys, catch you on Monday. Yes, Shane, it's all good, my friend. And it's not a bad move, right? Like, I'm always going to tell you guys what I feel too and be transparent. Days where there's some struggles, like right now, you guys want me, or you might see me just throw this thing out the window, just forget you, keyboard. You know what I mean? It's one of those things right now, guys. So we'll see what else is out there. R.A. Wilson, what's up out there? Smash it up. Green is good, man. Too bad it's not real. No. Don't say things like that, bull. Remember, what worked today is more important than the result. This is the hardest thing as a trader. Everyone's focused on the goals. My goal is to make $1,000. They're not so focused on the system. The system is what gets us goals in life. It's not a goal outlook. So like if you have a goal and you want to lose, let's say 1,000 or 100 pounds, right? Just say weight loss, right? If I just focus on the goal of losing 100 pounds, that's not going to help me. What's going to help me is creating a system that can help me lose 3-4 pounds a week, maybe 10 pounds a week, right? What is that system and what's going to get me there? It's so important. It's not the goal that matters. It's the system that matters. And one thing to know about each systems, if you don't truly believe in your system, you're probably not going to have success. That's another thing to keep in mind, right? So one thing to think about, and I think that all traders need to be thinking about this, are you setting yourself up for success? Am I just focused on goals? Goals is not going to get me there. It's the system, and it's going to be taking that systematic approach and then also having beliefs, right, inside of your trading, building that confidence. That's what paper trading's for in the first place, Bullseye, to build that confidence and then take your shots in real life, right? Live trading, right? That we talk about this, right? So, hey, just focus it as what it is for. Now that you've built up some skill, you go and you test the skill, right? It's process over profits, 1,000%, and looking into that and then looking at your own beliefs. Do you feel that you're going to fail when you go to live trading? If you do feel that, well, guess what, guys? Just give your money back or send it to me because you probably will fail. You have to start believing yourself as a winner and seeing it as a winner because of your processed approach. Once you have those beliefs, then you can get to success. Taking a little bit of a motivational day, and you'll see this from plenty of motivational speakers. What is it? Self-limiting beliefs. If you have a self-limiting belief that you can only do it in paper, but you can't do it live, well, that's going to help. That's going to actually hurt you, right? So build on those guys, build on those self-limiting beliefs, have beliefs in your skill and work it to the system. The system is what gets us to the outcomes and to the goals. The goals are just there to have a target and not to be how you get to the target. That's all about the process and system. Well, just wanted to take a moment on that. We'll see what else is out there, guys. But definitely, it's a Friday, guys. So either way, enjoy the weekend. Have a great one. And Shane, I wish you the best, man. Have a great weekend. All right, out there, guys, smash it up out there. If you guys enjoy even a little bit of some psychology talk today, psychological talk and trading is so important to kind of one up, right? That's what you want to be doing there, guys. So 213 by 214.46. Could see maybe the 213 coming into play. I'm thinking about adding here, but man, it's so difficult. I just want to add at a good spot. And what I want to do is add off the offer, not necessarily add on this limit. So we'll see what happens today, guys. Trying to keep coming after it today. How'd that NAAS do? Let's take a look at that. All right, NAAS still holding in off of those 930s. Still hasn't made the move back up or the move back down. It's chomping around, giving traders the opportunity to try to get into the trade. Now, when this happens, usually I look for a washout and then a reversal back to the upside. So maybe a quick 9 move and then the 10 move. We'll see what happens here on NAAS. All right, let's go back to First Solar, see how that's doing. SunPower down big today, man. That's for sure. All right, First Solar still just chomping around this 214, trying to see it take to 215 here, but it's just like kind of on a little bit of a chomp around. Still looking for pullbacks to kind of add to this, but got to be smart with the ads, man. Don't want to ruin my average. The number one thing that you can do sometimes is ruin your average, and then you get stopped out. On a day where I need this to kind of make a big run, I'm just going to stay where I'm at right now, unless it could come back near my entry. That's where I can add. All right, I think my issue is having a small account and it gets to me. I know I have small room for error. If I had a bigger account live, it would be different. So Bullseye, there's logic in what you just said. So if you have an issue with a small account, then why keep trading with small accounts? It's just not going to give you the room. You said it here. I know I have small room for error. And if you have small room for error, guess what? The self-limiting belief that there's that small room will probably lead you to that small room. And next thing you know, we take that hit and we feel like the whole world is against us. Well, we got to get around this, man. We got to get around this. You can't, you need capital. So there's two options. Prop trading right here, trade the pool, or you don't trade and you go make a lot of money on a side hustle or something like that so that you can bring it back to trading. Those are the two options, man. You know I'm going to keep it straight with you, Bullseye. That's what I try to do, man. Just like I know you guys out there are going to keep it straight with me, right? All right, guys, we'll see what else is out there, guys. Smash it up. I don't have the capital for live for a bigger account, and that's why we're here, guys. That's what Trade the Pool is all about. It's trying to give you guys the capital that you guys need to get the consistent big winners, Bullseye, that you're talking about there in the chat. That's what it's there for. All right, don't tell him about Trade the Pool anymore. Yeah, future day trade. We're just gonna have to keep it to ourselves, man. But the truth is, he knows the answer. It says it right here. He says it. I don't have the capital for live for a bigger account. Two options. I've already given it to you, my friend. All right, let's keep going. We'll see what else is out there. Can First Solar make me some money? I'll tell you one thing that's coming back. Serve is starting to work its way back there. Tesla's been on the struggle all day. Netflix is starting to come back. I have a feeling I'll look back at Netflix later today and be like, man, that actually did come back. We'll see what happens there. But maybe First Solar can give you back some gains here, and then I can go take another trade. That's what I'm essentially looking for, right? But I have to take back some of the gains here or some of the losses to keep trading, right? We'll see what happens. I wish Trade the Pool was around 4 years ago. So do I. So do I, man. All right, guys. What are you looking at? NVIDIA for a short, Vic? Okay, we could try to take a look at that, see how that's trading. I'm going to stop watching First Solar because if I keep watching it, I'm just going to want to keep adding and I'm just going to leave it on the sideline there. So we'll come back to it as it keeps staying in the green. Going to look for this to get to the triple digits. I'll let you guys know as it starts to get there. NVIDIA is trying to come back on a day like today, but remember, technology is actually up today. So you got to determine if technology is bottoming today or is it going to continue the takedown. That's the hardest thing on a day like today. There's a reason why you're not seeing everyone buy NVIDIA today or everyone short NVIDIA because it's in the mix. Apple's a good sign, I think, to watch for because Apple's been so hot, but it just got the pullback and now can just find some buyers. So be careful out there. How did Microsoft do off of that report, right? Oh my God, the end of the world report. Well, it just climbed all the way back there. This morning, that media outlook on CrowdStrike, that's what shook a lot of traders in Microsoft, thinking that Microsoft's a short. And even CrowdStrike is coming back. It could still go red, I think, CrowdStrike. But Microsoft I don't feel like it's going red today, man. I feel like that just took that opportunity and was like, well, we'll take it. There's the traders taking it higher towards 440. Take 441, and we'll see if technology can stay in the green. Technology might go red here. It's just clicking red. And in a day today, guys, there is nothing in the green from the open in sectors. This is a concern for the bulls. We'll see what happens today later. But right now, yeah, even technology just barely green, 0.01 or 0.01. We'll look to see if that actually starts to make a move or not. All right, guys, definitely the chomp around has begun, and it's kind of that time where things just have a tendency of chomping around. So just be careful out there, traders. We'll see what else is making a move here. This SXTP is getting definitely some volume in here, and there's a buyer trying to step up at the 47 cents there. So 47 cents, 10,000 shares, trying to get this to come back up towards the 56 cents. This is a smaller name, but seeing it right now, this SXTP. We'll see if this wants to make the move. I'm seeing a lot of buying available to it on a pullback towards 47, 46. We'll look to see if that gets it hot towards 55 and 60. Daily chart on this thing has room to kind of close it a little bit of that gap zone back there towards the 58 and then towards the 70 spot. 70 cents seems to make sense for me if this could really get moving. That's about 20 cents higher, and you got about, what, 7 cents of risk down towards that, like 40 cents. We'll look to see what happens on this one. Doesn't look too bad there on SXTP for a really smaller one. Now there's 14,500, 16,000 shares at the 46. Trying to keep it off of that, trying to get that push right back up there. Serve starting to work its way back there. NAAS, did we do that? Ooh, look at that takedown on NAAS. That is one that will blow your account, man. If you get caught on that thing, that's a tough one, man. NAAS chomping, did do that 9 cut down, and then boy, oh boy, it cut down all the way to the 835s. What a takedown there. Costs struggling today. Zappy Zap. I have a feeling I'll look at Zap later. This thing will be back down to $5, and I'll be like, man, should have just tackled this bad boy. All right, is Ford coming down today? Yes, it is. Finally. Ford, you're finally in the green there for me. Let's take a look at the action. All right, there's that SXTP. Ford just started to go into the green here for me, guys. So at this point, I do want to go ahead and take some profits, but I don't want this to come back up. And I've been trying to lower my exposure on Ford. I think I've just got in way too big, guys. So I'm going to take 200 off here just at my break-even spot, because the truth is I'm asking to get wrecked in that. So I'll go down to 400 shares, giving me the ability to look around for other trades, right? So Netflix is one that I think that at the end of the day, this could go green, right? So I could take a kind of a swing trade approach on Netflix here off of this downside action here, which is kind of holding off the 639. So that's kind of the risk there for me. 639s below this level. You went to like 635 today. So just keeping that in mind. We'll see what happens there. AG was one that I wanted to see if it started to come back today. Silver, it is starting to come back a little bit there. Gold is starting to come back there. Held the 18, now starting to work its way back. So that could mean more downside. Glad I just cut the forward, because it could always bounce there. I just took 200 just to take it off, and that give myself the ability to take more of the swing trade approach out here. We'll take a look at some different stocks to maybe take that swing trade approach. Maybe it's a Wells Fargo short, right? We'll see what happens there. Goldman Sachs getting up there to the 491, still hasn't faded off. So I think if these banks fade, it'll probably be towards the end of the day. I'll keep a watch on that to see if I can make a trade. All right, looking around elsewhere to see what is making a move there. First Solar, let's go back towards that as we keep chomping around, going back to the day trading action. We're definitely taking a beating today. We'll see what happens here if we can get First Solar to get back towards the upside and keep riding high. Looking for a take out of the 214s. Starting to see this get back up there. Looking to see if technology can go green here, because if the solar can't go green, then I probably just want to get out on First Solar, right? It needs to be an industry type of day, right? So right now, bottoming action is right around here. If we can get a slight dip, but we shouldn't see a quick takedown approach. So at this point, I could either add and then just hold for a slight risk. That's an option that is available to me right now. The only thing is the spread, right? And the spread was so hard to work an entry towards 213. So for me, what I would like to do is see a dip come back here towards, let's say, 213.20s, takes the 214s, and then I can just hold off there. But you see here, there's that solar pullback. That's going to give an attempt here for solar to pull back and for solar to pull back. We'll see what happens here off of this. Does it come right back up? Or if it takes down back here towards like this 201, yeah, solar is going to get washed also. At First Solar, I expect it to get washed also. 202.30s make sense better on the kind of the deeper time frame. So let's see if that comes back into play here. See that dip? That's what's going to maybe cause First Solar to dip there. There's Serve, guys. Serve getting the move now, guys, back towards the 450s and moving. This had a lot of volume towards the 480s. So just keep an eye open on that. This could get moving here. Serve. 490s and 5 had a huge seller. So I do want to give you guys the outlook that I saw on Serve there. There you go. I see you seeing it, RA. Markets getting down. We'll see it, man. Took a hit, took half out now, BE. Okay. Mara got me out and moved up. Shake my head. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. Mara with that outlook of Bitcoin, man, it's crazy, but that thing could really take off there. That's why Clean Spark coming all the way back down is something to look at today. It went down to 17 yesterday, and then today it goes to 17 and bounces right off of that. So maybe a pullback to 17.25. That makes sense for me to maybe take a long later in the day. But here comes First Solar on that pullback here. So here's that opportunity to add in First Solar and take a shot here. There's a little bit of a pullback. I'm looking for like kind of 213 to show up on the bid, and then maybe 213.30s or 213.20s show up on the offer. That's where I'll add. I'll take a really small risk and then look to see if this goes right back through the 215. See what happens there, guys. The chomp around is definitely out there. NAAS, did that open back up yet? Want to see how that trades off of the open. Yeah, it went back down to that 850s, reopened, now just chomping around here. Went up to the 875. We'll look to see if it comes right back down, man. Those are the hardest trades, guys. SXTP that was trying to get that 47 went to 50 and just completely ran into that wall. VRPX also struggling around. Not many of these cheap names doing well today. First Solar now back up there. Now looking like it wants to go ahead and claim the VWAP and really make the move. So I'm looking for a slight dip towards 213s, like maybe 75 here. Just chomping around, man. Just chomping around. All right, we'll see if Solar starts to make that push there. I'm going to watch there here. Let's go to the index. That's what we were watching just a second ago. So you can see how it recovered right back up there. That's actually not a bad outlook. Let's see if it can really recover now. Run back at VWAP makes sense to me if I think that Solar is the play today. If I think just Solar is the play today, I can look at Run to make that push back towards 715, 750s. So let's see if we can get a little bit of a pullback, a double bottom approach here on the 5-minute, pullback towards like 1710, 1705s here on run. Another way to play this is to keep looking into solar and seeing what's leading in the open. So VVPR, one that's definitely kind of making a move there. Nova bouncing off that 730s. NXT bouncing a little bit there. Here comes run on that pullback here towards like kind of that 1705 layer. First solar coming down fast, so definitely not going to come after this run on the pullback because I'm getting first solar to come on the pullback. So could spread out my trade and just maybe take some on run, some on first solar, but first solar is really the better name in the fundamentals, so I'm looking for that. There's a slight dip there. Now the spread's widening out there. We'll see what happens. Will run give that opportunity? Run has that opportunity right there. The only question is do I come after that one also? I'm just sticking to the first solar right now. Technology just went red, and that's what kind of a little bit of a warning sign, right? What's going green? Healthcare is trying to bounce back a little bit. Run holding that 17.5 pullback. You got a chance there. Now let's see if it reclaims the 1720s. That would be a good sign for the bulls. First solar came back, didn't fill me on any pullback there. Gave the opportunity for it. See one more dip here, and then I'm just going to step in first solar, take the shot, guys. Let's see what we can get here. What are you guys taking a look at out there? Bullseye. If a ticker has a perspective on it and it doesn't state its offering, what's the difference between an offering and if they sell shares or warrants? Oh, bullseye. You're getting into a conversation that's a little bit more intermediate. And I could tell you guys about that, but that's like a long conversation there, man. But let me know. We can take a look at that action, man. All right, right now I'm seeing run start to come back towards that 1714. Let's see if it can start to get the move here. All right, guys, I want to go ahead and step up here, just get my entry there in first solar to kind of add in here and then really go for the swing here. All right, guys, just added there now. Got 90 shares, 213.58s or 213.24s. So run's coming back there. So that's actually looking good there. We're going to look to see if that can kind of do a little bit of a breakout here. And then first solar, I just added in for the break now. Now I want to see it come towards that 215 and really reclaim that VWAP. You can see the VWAP's kind of sideways here on the 5-minute. This could have been a fake out wick to the downside break off the 213.50s. Now it takes 215 and really starts to make the move. Let's see if we can get it here, guys. Now this thing can run and really kind of make me a big move here. I can at least get majority of that cash right back today. Let's see if we can get that. All right, we'll see if we start to get that big move there in first solar. All right, first solar now up about 70 towards the offer now, 214, bid at 213.80s. It's getting tighter. That's a good sign. That gives signs for kind of ads to come in here. Let's see if it comes in, and then we get the big push. Got a dip down below the 214. Now I want to see this kind of hold the 5-minute, right around this 214, 213.46. Looking for a rip back up here. So if it can come back into this spot, let's say this 216, it'll be looking good. All right, guys, what's up out there? Serve mentioned in the chat there. I saw Serve making the move here. Let's see if it continues. It's up there towards 490s now, guys. This is really taking off. $5, big seller there. So be careful out there. We'll look to see if he shows up. I'm going to take a look there to see if he's showing up there. Serve. See what happens on that one. And there's some selling there up towards the 494s. There's 11,000 shares. That serve started to get going. There's back towards the entries there. 490s. Can it get through 5 here? There's that big seller at 5, guys. Look at that, guys. I don't lie about it. Look at this. 20,000. 20,000 right there. 21,000 at 5. It's gonna 27,000 at 5. So you see here, this is a kind of like that bigger trader approach. 37,000 at the 87s, 27,000 at the 5. Putting some bid support there towards the 488s. Look at that, 83,000 shares there now at 48s. Right below it, 40,000. Big sizing on pullback. So you can see right here, it's going to get hit. There, got hit some, and you see it going through on the time and sales. But what did it provide? It's provided some support there on that pullback. Now they're looking to sell a lot of it on that 5 pop. Let's see if it gets through that 5 or at least hits the 5. 499 here. Now you'll see that 5 start to fill there. Let's see if it gets there. 496 going through here on big orders. I'm looking for like a blue order or a purple order. Blue order is 5,000. There you guys see a nice order there. There it starts to get hit there. Now it starts to show up there. There's a 7,000 order there. Now it goes through. Boom, boom, boom. Now you're seeing those big orders probably jump up on the bid, and they're trying to sell some out onto this pop here. There's the 4,000 shares. The algo is selling into that pop right there. It is. There's that pop through the 5. A lot of them selling through that. Now it could pull back right to that 5. Wasn't a bad approach there for a little bit of a scout trade. I hope somebody was able to nail that. Nice move, nice talk there on serve. So we watched that go right through on the tape there. I hope you guys enjoy that conversation there. For those fast traders, that is really something to be looking for. All right, we'll look around to see if there's anything else that makes sense for me in the market today, guys. Is APVO just slowly stair-stepping, but not a lot of volume there. That one could make a move, but there's not much there. FSLR just kind of chomping around right now, guys. Not really making too much of a move. I'm still in the green, but it's just kind of chomping around. And with technology kind of back and forth, now red, that's where it gets difficult. Solar also not really making the big green move, but just kind of hanging out there right now. Looking to see if it can finally do it. Run, though, is looking good. Remember that dip down below 17 for the 1705? Now that's back towards 1718. Just needs to take the 1720s and then start to make the move towards 1750s today. Wouldn't be a bad little kind of catch here. We'll see what happens there. Tesla back to the 243s. Resistance right around that 243. Netflix trying to make that move back here, man. I want to take a shot at least on the swing trade side of things. Let's go back towards the swing trade side of things and maybe take a shot here on Netflix. Definitely got to do it a little bit smaller, right? But you guys can see it. Nice little big break there. So I'm going to look for 645s and 643s on the pullback here. All right, got an order out at 645. I'm going to put also 643 out. 641. All right, orders are out there for Netflix, right? See what happens here. Do you want to go ahead and get one in a second here? Just looking for that slight dip down through the 645s. $645 50s, 646 now. Trying to get some pullback to fill here. No pullback fill just yet on Netflix. Man, the thing's just pushing right now. I'm trying to get some pullback fill, but no pullback. Now it's starting to get hot. All right, well, I'll look for a bigger dip here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the limit in a little bit further down to see if we get some kind of shake. We'll look to see if we get some pullback fills there for Netflix. I kind of like it on the long, man. The report really wasn't that bad. Let's go back there towards my first solar trade, guys. It's about 10:41 in a second. We can talk a little bit about some VWAP. Volume weighted average price. Let me know if you guys use the VWAP in the chat. NAAS back up. Oh man, that thing is tough. Tough. That thing went right back up there now. That's a tough one, man. That's a really tough move. We'll see if it starts to uphold now. Does it get back to 10? I don't know, man. First Solar struggling now, starting on a little bit of a pullback there. And Technology not doing too well there. Solar kind of on that pullback. Man, what a day, guys. Definitely slower in this first Solar than I thought it would be. I thought it would get that nice little kind of reaction immediately, and it's just been sitting in the green, but not really getting the movement. Serve now to 552, man. Oh, I got wrecked on serve earlier today. If I would have just left it open, but man, it's so hard to leave a trade open that was down like that. Look at that thing. Now 557s, 560s. Serve is just ripping, guys. Serve is just serving it up. And AAS. How'd that one do there? Now pulling back there. That's a tough one, man. All right, guys. Not much going on right now, guys. Just looking at First Solar. It is on the pullback right now. So at this point, I just got to set a stop here and then just look to see what happens. But right now, not much. Not much. Serve though, man. Big move there. Getting hit hard. Let's get a little coffee. All right, guys, it's about 10:44. We'll probably wrap up a little earlier today since it's a slow day now. Trade idea, Nike entry. Take a look at that. Nike entry. Let's take a look at Nike. How's it performing? It's bouncing back right now. Definitely a beaten down name. Has 1, 2, 3. I'd like the fourth attempt to the 71, but that's just me. We'll look to see if it starts to come back. 75 makes sense. 80 on the move back. What's up with one on? This one I liked as a short today. You know what? We might just take a short on this. Take a little bit of a shot there. For Solar, it's actually not looking too bad though. Footwear accessories, actually, let's see how it's doing right there overall. Overall, it is up on the day. It just looks to me like an hourly short off the 41. So maybe I can get a little bounce here back towards 41 and then the rejection. So it comes back here, tries to break out towards 41, then the fail comes in. That's what I'm looking at right now. Big moment here in First Solar. Big moment. Let's go First Solar. Take that 215. Mamba mentality. Don't stop. Kobe Bryant, shout out to you. Rest in peace, my friend. Just signed up for the Olympic competition. Let's talk a little bit about that, man. Let me go ahead and bring that up and we'll talk a little bit more about the competition, right? Let's take a look at this action, guys. Like always, you guys can check out the Rule the Pool Olympics. Yes, you guys heard that right, the Olympics. Guys, here's the link, guys. Go ahead and sign up right now, guys. And the fun part is there's going to be multiple trades to kind of take a look at here, guys. And of course, multiple actions that we can talk about. So this is going to be really interesting. So we're doing this from July 29th to August 2nd, right? You guys see it starts at 9:30 on the 29th. We got test your skills, 5-day trading competitions, all in one competition overall. Right? I mean, you're going to have here the bear battle, right? Short trading only. So you can only short in that account. If you go anything else, if you long something, you're going to ruin the account. So focus on shorting on that one. For all my shorts out there, I know we'll be watching that to see if maybe we can short like some penny names or something like that, or maybe even going short on some other names big, right? Bull run, long trading only. I like these also. There's definitely ways to do it. Even on the short side, you can go with an inverse long, right? It's still going long, right? The only thing that matters is the side of the position here, right? And then the penny power, penny stocks only. That's something that's going to be definitely fun to do. I will do the penny power, the bull run, and the bear battle, says Bullseye. Well, let's get after it, man. I hope you're able to go ahead and knock it to the next level. I know you've been doing good on the penny, on the paper trading. So, hey, this is a demo account. Show me how it's done, Bullseye. I want to see it. And then, of course, market leader only, S&P 500 stocks. So I'll be trading all 4 of these. I'm going to try to do it, guys. I'm definitely going to take probably a step back in my other accounts because moving to 4 accounts and then 2 more accounts would just be too much. So I'm going to focus on these 4 accounts for the competition, and I'm going to be trading each one in probably like a half hour. So half hour for the bear, half hour for the bull run, half hour for the penny power, half hour for the market leader. So smash the like, guys. It's going to be definitely something fun. And great Scott, Zap looks like it's cracking, and a lot of that is Money Mitch isn't in it today. That's how it goes. Great Scott. And I did see someone earlier talking about Zap getting that breakdown. Zap looks like it's cracking. Also, Tesla coming down is what's helping it, right? The auto manufacturers are starting to come down today. I'm swing short on Ford. So this isn't the only type of trade that I'm doing similar to this, right? Tesla comes down. I think Ford comes down. I think Zap comes down. I think all the auto manufacturers take a hit off of it. So we'll see what happens there, guys. Like always, there's going to be some great power, some great prizes. 160,000. You got the super buying power in the second place. Third, we'll get the mini. So you can go ahead and win that, guys. Get it out there, guys. Only 1 email per user. Join the competition today, guys. Hit that. I already got the bear one set up. I need to set up some other ones, but definitely, can you compete in more than 1 division? Hell yeah, you can. So check that out, guys. Of course, remember that they're all run simultaneous. You just got to focus on what you're doing, right? Can you hold overnight trades? Well, 10 minutes before the end of each day, regular trading hours, all open orders and positions will automatically be fully liquidated. Once the aftermarket session begins, traders may initiate new positions with overnight exposure, usually bringing down it towards 10% of the buying power. So this isn't so much for an overnight competition, but more for you day traders out there. So keep that in mind, like always. Of course, I'll throw up the link one more time, guys. Sign up today. Get signed up before the course July 29th, because at that point, you're going to be a little bit late. You're going to be trying to sign up. You're going to feel a little bit rushed. So go ahead and hit that link right there, guys. And for you guys tuning in on Twitter, just go ahead and check our page. You'll see it right there. It's pinned up right at the top of our profile. Join the Olympics, right? Who's going to battle? Who's going to be watching the Olympics? I know I'm excited for the Olympics. I'm excited for our own Olympics here. So we'll see what happens there, guys. Is the competition for free? Hell yeah, it's free, guys. So you out there, you guys want to win some kind of accounts, try to get some of that money? Hey, this is a great way to do it. Bullseye. This is a one way that you can do it, man. Go make that money in these accounts and then win your account. Let's do it. when the competition started. And like I talked about it, the registration will end on July 28th. So you don't want to wait to July 29th to try to register. If you wait to the 29th, you won't be able to register. So register right now, guys. Don't miss out, guys. The competition will run from the July 29th all the way until August 2nd at, of course, closing time. How will the winners be selected? The most profitable traders, right? In each division will win prizes according to their profit and loss ratio. So, hey, if you have 1, 2, 3, 4 accounts, you got 4 accounts to try to win. Take some shots, traders. That's what a lot of traders will be doing. You can sign up now, man. Don't wait, man. Don't wait. Hit the link right now and go ahead and just sign up. You can go ahead and do so, guys. I'm throwing it up one last time here. And then we're going to go ahead and probably just wrap up the day here, guys. I did want to talk about the Olympics before I wrapped up. Weighted average. We can talk a little bit about VWAP, of course, volume weighted average price. A lot of traders have used this, and some people are using the anchored version. Shout out to Brian Shannon. He's the one that kind of brought the anchored version out. And really what the anchored version was all about, it was just try to give you guys the perspective of like multiple day VWAPs. So multiple day VWAPs will exist because you can use that to go ahead and try to catch kind of like the downside action. I actually have anchored VWAPs by Alpha Trends, and that's Brian Shannon right there. The key is you just have to select where you're trying to use it from, like where the VWAP is, right? So I could select it off of this day and then look for the VWAP to come back here towards the 242. But it's really all about where you set the anchor, right? That's another thing that you guys might want to learn from Brian Shannon before you start going into that action. Now, the VWAP itself has had a lot of kind of mixed noise. For a while, it was a really good indicator for me to use to take trades off of the VWAP. So stock pops above it, it comes back, and then I take the long off of that. Because what is this? This is volume weighted average prices, right? So the moving averages coming in with the tick to the upside, right? The volume per tick, per the price, is going to matter. If there's more volume on the upticks, the VWAP starts to curl up, right? Same thing on the downside, right? And so the VWAP is something that I think had a lot of edge when it first kind of really came out, and a lot of traders were using it. But now it seems like there's too many traders using it, and we're getting these what I call VWAP fake outs. So where the stock goes above, makes that breakout, comes back to the VWAP, cuts down, and then reclaims VWAP. So some traders are waiting for that reclaim of VWAP to then go long versus the first pullback, right? Hey, it's all about front running or on the backside of the move. What do you like to look for? That's going to depend also. And VWAP, of course, is one way that what happens? Institutions actually get judged on it, right? So let's say if you're an institution trader, right? If I'm trying to trade for solar today, I want at minimum the VWAP price or slightly below VWAP if I'm long it for the institution, right? Because I'm going to be judged off of that. Now, if I could get an entry today that was at like, let's say 213 or something like that, and I'm beating the VWAP, that can also tell me something. That can say that I'm doing a little bit better than just the computers are doing. And that's one way to look at yourself as a trader. That's what a lot of traders are taking a look at here. So we'll see what happens on First Solar. It's up there to 214.70s. Can it bounce me back? It very much could, guys. I'm up about triple digits on this. Going to let the trade work to see if I can come back on the day. Like always, keep battling out there, and I wish you guys the best. Zap out of my short for $1.20 a share, and that's how it goes, man. I was talking about Zap this morning, that maybe today would be the day that it breaks, and I wasn't looking at it, and it didn't want to break. It didn't want to break. Didn't want to break. Well, today's that day, man. I'm glad at least you were able to profit. Great, Scott. That's what it's all about, man. Short on VPRX also. Take that money and run. Great, Scott. You're killing it, my friend. Have a great weekend, everyone out there. Keep up with us. What do you guys think of the Sunrise Report, guys, and all the action that we've been doing? I hope you guys really appreciate me bringing up the kind of the of course, the playbook every day, taking a look at that action, taking a look at the Sunrise Report. What do you guys want to see more on this show? Don't forget that you guys run it too. watching right now on Twitter, on YouTube, and all over. Let me know what you want to see more of. I'll continue to bring more for us. Maybe it's different traders. Maybe you guys want to see more trades in the bigger names. I need feedback. You guys provide it. I'll see you guys back like always. It's Trade the Pool, guys. Keep trading out there. Remember, pinkies up always, guys. I'll see you guys. Enjoy the weekend. And don't forget, guys, the weekend is there to refresh, reset, get ready for the trading action. I understand those traders that get ready on Sunday. I don't understand those traders that get ready on Saturday. Enjoy your weekend, refresh that mind, come in fresh, and we'll keep getting after it. You guys know where you're at. It's right here on Trade the Pool, and I'll see you guys back next week, guys. Sign up for the Olympics. Don't wait, team. I'll see you guys like always right here, and keep battling, traders. It's a tough market.